Welcome to this channel. Thank you for taking the time to at least visit the channel and listen to this first video. This is the first of a series of videos that I will be posting. So thank you for coming out. I don't know how you got here, but I'm glad you are here and I'm glad you're listening to this video, and hopefully you would enjoy this first episode and you would subscribe for future episodes. There is going to be a series. There's going to be a number of episodes, so stay tuned. But let's get started. This is take one of a series of videos. So this is the first take one of one, and action. So there we got started. The reason why it's one of one, because I only get one opportunity to make this video, to make this episode. This is episode 1 or episode 0. It's the pilot episode, and hopefully this episode will get you interested so you can subscribe for future episodes. So this is unscripted, it's unprepared, and it's unedited. That's important. This video will not be edited. It's going to be 15 minutes of live video. Whatever happens, I'll post it as it is. Now let me just tell you that I've played around with a number of videos. This is probably 2000, take 2000. And every time I wasn't happy, if there's a mistake, I would stop the video, I would restart it, and I just said, what the hell? Let's just do it as it is. It will be what it is, and whatever bloopers, whatever errors, whatever mistakes there will be, it will be on live camera and would be posted as is. So I hope you enjoy. So let's get started. So yeah, this is my home office. So this is the office away from the house. This is at the back of the yard, and this is where I break away from the family. This is where I do some work, and this is where I find some quiet time. So this is a 3x3 office, and it's got everything that I basically need to do my work, and I've decided to do this first recording in the office. So the office has got a concrete ceiling, so the sound is bouncing around a bit. There's a bit of an echo, so hopefully the microphone will not pick up too much on the echo. But anyway, so I've got my cell phone. I'm recording from my cell phone, and I've got this wired mic connected just so the voice quality can be a bit better. Then I've got a flashlight on a tripod stand. So the phone is on the tripod, I've got a flashlight connected, but because I've got natural light coming in from the back, I don't have the flash on. So I'll probably put the flash on at night when I do some night recordings. But future recordings will be done in this space. I'll probably do a number of recordings in other settings. Maybe I'll go to the garden, or I'll do some other settings and do some recordings from there. I'll also bring on a number of guests onto this channel so that we can talk about a number of issues, maybe some stuff that I think you guys will find interesting. So yeah, that's the start. So where do we start? Maybe just talk about me for a bit. So this channel is not about me, but I just want to kind of give an introduction. So yes, I'm an IT guy by profession. I like to fiddle around with a number of gadgets. So I've got a whole lot of toys and gadgets that I'm constantly playing around with. It's mostly a hobby for me, but it's also a career. I never planned to be in IT. It just happened by chance. I studied management and people sciences, but somehow I find myself in the IT space, and I'm very happy, and I feel that the career choice that I've made is fitting for me and my lifestyle. So yeah, that's me. Just a bit about what I've done. I'd like to talk about my travels. So it's something that I'm proud of. I managed to travel to a number of countries, a number of cities. I've been to almost all the continents on this earth except South America. Maybe Australia. I don't know if Australia is a continent, but yes, I've never been to Australia. But I'm born on the African continent. I live in South Africa, Johannesburg, and I've traveled to some of the African countries. I've been to Europe, I've been to Asia. So yeah, so I've been around. I've seen a couple of countries. I recently returned from Paris, France. This is a week ago. Myself with the family, we were out in Paris, and then we had a stopover in Dubai. And yeah, we spent a couple of nights in Dubai. So maybe I can just tell you about my recent travels. So I've been to Paris 3 times already. The first time I hop on a train from Amsterdam, and then I visited Brussels, and then I spent some time in Paris. I think I spent 2 nights in Paris, 3 days and 2 nights in Paris. But it was the worst experience that I ever had. People are not friendly, they're unhelpful. So the first thing that I did as I exited the train station, I don't know if it's Garde de Noord. Yeah, I can't remember, but I think it was Garde de Noord train station. Or was it Charles de Gaulle? Okay, anyway, I can't remember. But anyway, so I got in on the train, and I got off the train station. And the first thing that I didn't like is getting off the train, and I was bombarded by homeless people with forms wanting me to fill in and donate money. So that was a bit of a poor entrance into Paris. And then the second thing is I had my backpack and I took a walk down the street. I took a walk to my hotel, and on my way I wanted to stop and get a SIM card, a data SIM card, so I can be connected and use Google Maps. You know, I needed an internet connection, and I couldn't get a SIM card. It was very difficult for me to get a SIM card. The people were not helpful. The people didn't want to speak English, and it was just a very poor experience. The weather was terrible. It was extremely cold. So I kind of just visited most of the famous attractions like the Eiffel Tower, what is this thing, the Arc de Triomphe, and the Louvre, and those type of things. But I tried to go to the Moulin Rouge at the time, but unfortunately it was fully booked, and I didn't make a booking in advance. It was also very expensive to go, so I said, okay, I'll just leave it. But I was there, I was up front, I was in the queue, and I couldn't get into the Moulin Rouge. Second time I went to Paris, I think it was 2015, December 2015. So my children do Latin and ballroom dance, and every year there's an international competition in Paris. So we made the trip December 2015, and off the airplane, we went downstairs to the train station to purchase tickets. This time I was a bit more prepared, so I learned 2 or 3 phrases in French, and I thought, okay, you know, to be polite, let me speak to someone in French first, and let me just learn to say 1, 2, or 3 things, and then, you know, greet someone in their language, in the French language, ask them how they are doing, and then you know, ask them if they speak English. So I practiced this for a couple of weeks, and I was very excited to speak French. So I went to the train station, and it was a black woman behind the counter, and I came to her and I said bonjour, bonjourni, and I said parlez-vous English, and she responded in French. And when I said parlez-vous English, which is do you speak English, and then she turned the nose and is like, no, and she just looked away. And I'm standing there and I'm looking at her, and she's looking into the ceiling, and there's like a pause, and it's like, okay, I asked you, do you speak English? And you just pull up your nose and you say no, like very proudly. And we're like pausing for 5, 6, 7, and the seconds are ticking away, and I'm thinking, and I'm realizing, okay, I'm holding up the queue. She's staring at the ceiling, I'm holding up the queue. These people are clearly in a rush. And I politely just took 1 step to the side, and the next customer followed. and she was very polite. Ah, bonjour, bonjour, need it, and they went on and she served the customer. And then I stood there thinking, okay, what do I do? Do I walk away? Do I just stand here now? And then luckily a colleague, the counter next to her, a young guy realized that, okay, what has happened? And then he finished his customer and he called me. And then he spoke to me in English and we bought the ticket. So that was the first impression, my second time in Paris, first impression. And then on the train, we got lost. We were on our way to Disney. We had to do a number of interchanges. We got lost. We've asked people for direction. People wouldn't help us. And the only person that would help us is a foreigner, some Pakistani guy or Sri Lankan guy. He helped us and he gave us directions and we got onto the right plane. So yes, my second time in Paris wasn't that good. Poor experience. And then we went, now December, the first week in December, we went again, another competition. This time I decided to hire a vehicle so that I could be driving myself, and it's much easier with the bags. You don't have to hop onto public transport. So I hired a vehicle, and the first thing when I got to the vehicle hire place, and these guys were like very excited and they were all English. Hey, welcome to France. Is it your first time? And they were very friendly, and I had my Adidas sport jacket on, and they're like, hey, do you play soccer? And my son also had his sports clothing on, and they're like, soccer players. Yeah, I can see you guys are soccer. And I said, no, we're not soccer players. We're just dressed in our sporting clothes. And it was a very nice conversation. They were very excited. They were very friendly. They helped us. And then the second thing that I realized is that on public transport, you know, there's announcements in French, and then they would follow up with an English announcement. That was the first for me because they never used to make any announcements in English. So I could see there's a change, probably because France won the World Cup and tourism has picked up in the country, so they are more friendly towards English-speaking people. I still just know the 3 phrases that I've learned in French. I didn't manage to learn anything else, but it was a bit more pleasant visiting France this time. Because I had a vehicle, so we saw a bit more of Paris. We did a lot of sightseeing. We could get to a number of other places. So that was nice. It was cold, it was raining, but I didn't mind that. I mean, at times we were out in the rain, but it wasn't a heavy rain. It was more of a light drizzle. So it was very pleasant, and it wasn't that cold. The previous 2 times I've been there, it was extremely cold. This time it was cold, but it wasn't unbearable. Then we spent 4 nights in Dubai. I really enjoyed Dubai. We managed to do a lot. So we got to the water parks, we got to the Wild Wadi, we spent some time on the beach, we got to ski Dubai, we got to see the musical fountains at the Burj Khalifa, managed to take a desert trip. So we did some go-karting in the desert. We went to a desert camp, we had supper in the desert, so it was quite a nice experience. So yes, that's all about me. And let me check the time, 13 minutes, so we have another 2 minutes to chat. So yes, I made these props. So if you think you're gonna enjoy me talking to you in this way, and it will just be about general stuff, you can go ahead and you can like this channel now already, or you can stay tuned for the next video. Please make sure that you do subscribe if you like. What I wanted to say, I planned this, sorry, this I planned. So what I wanted to say is, if you think you're going to enjoy, no, let's start again, that's a blooper. If you like this first video, me talking to you, you can like this video. You can also not like this video. It's fine with me. It kind of tells me what you like and what you don't like. The second thing is, if you do like, you can subscribe now, or you can wait for the coming videos, and after the second or third video, if you do like, subscribe. And then lastly, it's important for me that you share. So if you do share, with your friends, family, whoever. Just share so that my channel can grow. It kind of tells me that there is an interest. It will motivate me to continue doing these series. Like I said, I'm going to bring in some guests and we're going to have some conversations. I don't know what's the next video going to be like, but you guys just have to stay tuned, stay connected, and please come back and listen to the second video. And like I said, if you like, then you can stick around permanently. All the best. Thanks for coming out, and that's it for today's video, and I'll speak to you next time.